Hello, everyone. Welcome back to yet another episode of our series Power People, which profiles the resource of the music business industry. And today, on this very special episode, we have with us Sheveeta Hegde as Head of Brand Solutions and Music Partnerships, Times Music. We welcome you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Ojasvi, and thank you for having me today.
So, firstly, let us know about your journey so far.
So, I have been in the media industry since the past 18 years. I have been in the brand solutioning and revenue role all the while. I worked with radio business previously for a long period of time. Then I moved and ventured into the digital content space. So I was with Pocket Aces, before that Radio Mirchi. And then I've also done a short stint in the celebrity solutions company. So monetizing different avenues within the media bucket is what I have done in the past. And I'm happy to be here at Times Music, learning yet another very interesting and evolving asset of the media industry, which is the music industry currently, which is booming and growing. Yeah.
So, congratulations, firstly, on your new role as head of brand solutions and music partnerships at Times Music. So, what key strategies, do you implement to bridge the gap between brands and music?
So I'll tell you, it's not even been a month. So I will just come from the purview of what I have understood in the short span of time for now, and what I feel is what I would want to go to the brands with. So currently, I feel there is so much to explore in the music space, whereas the brands and understanding, I feel, is slightly limited to a couple of things that have been happening in the in the past. So for example, sync is one opportunity that music provides for the brand, but there is so much more that is happening in the industry, not even I mean globally as well as in India, which is what I feel that what I would want to take to the brands and open up those new avenues for their understanding and build on those. So typically, it's a creator or an artist first economy that we are seeing in India currently. So, collaborating with these artists is a very big opportunity. So I think that's one strategy that the brands can leverage and build for their campaigns. The other bit is, we have at Times Music, we are partners with Primary Wave, which is one of world's leading independent publishing house. Okay, and we are representing legendary and iconic artists like Bob Marley, Whitney Houston, Air Supply, Extreme. So these are icons that the Indian market can explore, and it's not just their music, but also their imagery, their likeness that the brands can explore. So that's something that we would want to take to the market, build IPs around it to and it's been happening globally, but I think in India we need to open up. The brands need to open up a little bit more. This then becomes premium niche kind of association with their target audiences, and everyone's fighting for the audience attention, right? So if you give them something so personalized, so niche, so premium, then that's gonna stick with them. So that's something that we need to work on. Live music events is something that we've seen a surge on, right? So the artists, so Punjabi artists are amongst the first to kind of become a rage, not just nationally but globally. So a lot more to explore in that space as well. So these are some of the kind of strategies. There are newer platforms or formats that can be explored. So gaming, again, a booming industry. Lot of music can be used there. There can be a personalized kind of touch given for your target audience by the brand. So these are some of the things that are there. So yeah, so I would say some of these strategies are hoping to take to the market and get the brands introduced and engaged in that. Rest, the other ones, which are the sync opportunities, in film video integrations, customized tracks that can be created, right? So we did very recently create a individual track especially for a brand. So TVS was launching one of their products. So we created a track for them for the launch campaign, where the brand was very seamlessly and interestingly integrated. So there is a visual presence to it, and then obviously, with the streaming platforms, the audio is another extension and to grow on. Yeah. So these are some of the things
Mm.
that I think we
So,
can
yeah.
discuss in the market.
Shweta, in your experience, like how has the integration of music into brand campaigns evolved over the years, especially with the rise of, social media and digital platforms?
I mean, it's significantly changed and evolved. Earlier, it was primarily into TV commercials, radio
Yeah, that's
jingles, and maybe live events, which were again promoted through TV ads, print ads, radio ads. But then, with the evolution of digital platforms and the technologies that have evolved ever since, uh, the campaigns are becoming more dynamic, interactive, and personalized is what I feel, right? So if we go to the pre-digital era, catchy jingles, familiar tunes, that was
great.
something that the brands used to be memorable and recognizable. Sponsorship of music events, like I mentioned, to connect with the Gen Z, the younger audience. At that time, I think we were not so familiar with the Gen Z term, but yeah, with the younger audience, that is what the brands were strategizing and kind of collaborating on. Then came the rise and the evolution of digital kind of platforms, right? That's typically early 2000s. And then that also is divided into, I think, two phases. There's 2000 to 2010, 12, which is where viral music campaigns were leveraging on social media. At that time, Facebook, Twitter, when it was Twitter, that is where the brands would kind of make their campaigns viral, because that had reached to a lot of these younger audiences and social media experience had started. Then there were licensing that started, online advertisements and licensing of music in the brands that they were playing with popular songs. So those were things that happened there. A little bit of collaboration with the artist, but not to a very great extent. Some bit happened, but once the streaming and the social media platform era started, and it's going on till as we speak, the branded content space took another kind of leap there.
Yes,
There
totally.
was UGC and social media, so you'll see the rise of TikTok, Instagram
Mm,
Reels, Snapchat, where people were using music, right? And that focus shifted from what they were doing initially to now a short video content format. The attention span of the audiences, the way they consumed content, or the way they consumed social and digital platforms, was evolving and changing. So that is what took it ahead. Then again, there were influencer and artist
yeah.
partnerships, which then evolved a little bit more. Than you will see brands looking at music, looking at these artists and the influencers to push their campaign in a more integrated way.
Totally.
Like, so they will have brand endorsers, they will have concerts that are going on, they will have use these artists to communicate it with their fan base. So a lot of these things. And now with the AR VR evolution, again, a lot of personalized virtual reality kind of emotion is happening. So yes, music has been evolving, and it's in, I feel, the best phase currently, because the data, the audience affinity, the affluent uh, you know um, class in India overall who are willing to spend time and money in the space for things that they like, is evolving and is growing every year. So I think it's been a great story so far, and it looks to it's very promising as we go ahead ahead as well.
So, as you mentioned just right now regarding the AR thing, the technology thing, so what role do you believe these technologies like AI basically and AR will play in the future of brand and music partnerships?
Oh, okay.
It will
So,
eat a lot of jobs. Do you think that?
I would not go into the, because I'm still new to this
Yeah, yeah.
industry, so I will not go into the technicalities of it. I will tell you that there are plus and minus that
Mm,
I have seen and experienced. But having said that, if I come from, an audience or a brand point of view, I will talk about that because that's
yeah.
where, I see and I interact most with. So if I look at that aspect, that I think that this technology will enable brands to and audiences to have these very personalized, interactive, and dynamic ways in which they
Mm,
can, enhance their campaigns and innovation. So there are multiple factors for it, right? For example, AI will give you a lot of data insights, right? And that is helpful for the brands to select what kind of artist, what music, what is the content basically that your audience is watching, right? So once you have that, it becomes easier for you to create a campaign which would be successful because you're understanding the psychographics of your audience, you're understanding what, where, how, when you would want to reach your consumer base, right? So it enables them to select the right songs, artists. Real time data is there, so obviously, the likelihood of the campaign being a success increases. So,
mm,
that's one part of it. Then obviously, the curation of music can be very targeted, right? It will
mm,
tell you, AI gives you an opportunity to kind of create your own music, or the
mm,
beat spaces, what your audience or Gen Z would want, right?
mm,
So it can tell you which artists to collaborate with,
mm,
and what kind of music to relay to you, or what kind of partnerships to kind of take to your audiences. So that's another plus point I feel. Then there are very interesting ways of creating the soundscapes, right? So
mm.
for example, if the brand wants to if it's a car brand, I'm just giving you an example here. If it's a
Okay.
car brand and they want in their advertisement to have a very dynamic soundscape, for
Mm,
example, if when the speed is increasing, the music changes. So all that is something that, smart advertising, what I would say, is what the AI can help the brands with. So that's a more immersive experience for the viewer then, rather than just kind of imagining it at, so music is something that resonates and creates strikes a chord with each and every one of us, right? So these kind of smart advertising tricks is something that can help the brand campaign, right? If I talk about AR VR, then now and actually post COVID also, we see that virtually you can also connect with people, right? So
yeah,
we've
yeah.
been, yeah, so earlier it was like a little bit of a far-sighted kind of notion, but now we've seen that. So with AR, we can do live music events, right, where people can kind of listen and see at the same time. It can be customized. You can have multiple things happening within the AR bit, right? You can create with artists, for example, and do like maybe virtual tryouts of products within the space.
Hmm.
It can have interactive product experiences while you're listening to the song or the artist, or while you're viewing. You can also enable sales, like, buy while you're listening, see this, buy it then and there. So these are very interesting new things that can be explored by the brands. Yeah, so some of these things I think are only going to be helpful for the brands and the audiences,
Hmm.
which is where I kind of come from. um, yeah, imagine, you get to meet your favorite artist sitting in
Yeah.
one corner of India,
Hmm.
and speaking with them from another corner, virtual
Yeah.
meet and greet. Why
Hmm.
can't we do that?
Yeah.
the
Definitely.
the the opportunities are endless. So these
And
are I think only pluses from the brand and audience's point of view, is what I
mm,
feel.
definitely. So, Shweta, live music industry, as you said, is booming, and
Yes.
the concept of concerts in this time, in this era, is the
Hmm.
main thing.
Hmm.
Like brands are literally collaborating with these artists.
Yes.
Diljit
Yes.
literally promoted a brand on his concert, literally. And Zomato also collaborated with
Yes.
Diljit.
Yes. Yes.
So, what is your take on, artist and brand collaborations in future?
So it's a huge opportunity, like I mentioned, I think in the first question itself.
Yeah.
um there are so many things, okay, now Diljit's become Diljit over a period of so many years, right?
Yeah.
And the Diljit that we see today
Yeah.
is leveraging everything that is available in and around him in terms of social connect, international, global presence, India presence, movies. So he's living it, and he's built it over so many years. So I feel similarly with the artists, the brands should kind of collaborate with them and build through their journey. I also believe and feel that the brands should support some of the artists that resonate with their brand
Brand.
values, with their core insights, and then build on their journey. So there are multiple that the regional landscape is huge currently. We've seen Punjabi grown to a different direction. We've seen now movies are getting made in multiple languages, and hence the songs are same song tune has different language takes, right? So you build on that artist, you build on that flavor, and that also what happens is that for your audience it gives them a very personalized feel,
Feel,
right?
yeah.
It will tell them that, okay, you're looking at, let's say, a regional connect, right? You're showing the lifestyle of somebody who they resonate with or where they come from. So there's an emotional connect that gets built on there. So I think this is a huge opportunity for any brand currently to engage with these artists, run with their journey, and build on the goodwill. So these artists have their own fan base. Look for an overlap. What your TG is watching, doing, versus what the overlap of that audience, that artist is, and multiple ways to kind of build on that overlap and that audience. So I think it's a huge opportunity there.
So, these is independent artists and the regional music and the indie artists are also growing. So,
Yeah.
what's your take on that? I mean, how do you see brands leveraging these trends also? Very impactful, storytelling.
Yes, it does give the brands a very unique opportunity to kind of tap into the diverse cultural moments that are happening within the country or even globally, right? It makes the campaign a little more authentic and inclusive. Thus, if it's authentic, inclusive, unique, it's impactful, right? That's the story there. So brands can leverage these artists for their very, very regional requirements, as well as kind of get a culmination, or get them together to kind of tap into the local pride and nostalgia that that the audiences have. Especially when you pair the audio with the visual, you see the
Mm,
lifestyle, you show the regional landscape, you kind of merge it together with the sounds that are coming in. This is and this is their impact created. We also see music is not restricted to any boundaries now,
yeah.
right? You know how many songs in India which are not of the local language, or how many songs of a regional language have tapped into the audiences of a Hindi market, or on and vice versa. So there is no border to it. So it's only increasing your reach. So I feel there's a huge opportunity there for the brands. They can build on the cultural heritage experiences and bring that together for their audiences, their target group.
Mm. So, can you tell us your favorite music campaign till now? Recently, you have any listen to or watch it? Anything?
It's been very recent, so for me to pick a favorite,
Yeah.
because
I mean,
yeah,
the
it's
most impactful, I would say, not favorite, most impactful and intriguing.
a campaign, you're saying?
Yeah, music
Branded
campaign,
campaign?
branded with a music artist, music.
Oh, I think, I mean, you can look at Coke Studio is one
Yeah.
example, right? It's
Mm,
been going on for multiple seasons and years. It's great for me as a consumer
mm,
to listen to, songs in a very different light. The video is created very differently. It's not your usual bit. So that's another sensory touched over there. And the music is amazing. And then
amazing.
you have a brand like Coke, which, I mean, I cannot call it a studio, right? It's always
Yeah.
going to be a Coke studio
Coke.
for anyone who listens to it or is a fan. So it's always going to be a Coke studio. So yeah, I
Mm,
mean, quite an impactful campaign that would be for
mm.
me, for the brand.
So, you have, recently joined Times Music. So, what new, I would say, what new perspective you would bring to Times Music, basically? Just let us.
Very similar to actually the first question,
Mm,
the strategies that are there. So, looking to go in the brand side now.
mm,
Music mostly was a sync and a passive kind of integration in terms of that. In that sense, now actively going to the brands and giving them opportunities, and a different storytelling medium is what I feel I would want to cater to. So yeah, there is that opportunity there, which I definitely want to go and discuss with brands. So,
mm,
how can we create solutions? How can we create more impactful, better, immersive storytelling for their
yeah.
brands? Objective, right? The objective can be long term, it can be short term, thematic, tactical, or just the brand affinity that needs to be built. So those are few things that I would want to take to
Mm.
the market.
So, how do you see music business industry and music advertising industry in next 5 years?
See, music business, if you're asking me, it has seen in India, it's seen a huge growth, right? It's growing at a rate of 12.5%, right?
Mm,
Year on year since the last, like, between 1923 to
mm,
now, to this year, the growth's been a great double-digit number. The
mm,
advertising has increased. That is also because of a lot of streaming platforms that the music goes to, and it goes globally, right? It's
mm,
if it's there on Spotify, a fan sitting in Canada or UK or US also will listen to it. So you have
mm,
the kind of revenues flowing in from those markets as well. So if your content is strong, if your music is strong and it's resonating there with the audiences globally, the revenue is flowing in that way. Now brand revenue will get added to it
mm,
more and more, but currently I feel that the industry is especially now with the digital age,
Mm.
where the data and smartphones are available to the younger audiences as well, and the
Mm.
industry is moving from free to paid partnership,
Yeah.
paid premium kind of subscriptions. There's that shift that is also happening, right?
Mm.
So if I have to give you a number, um, the number of paid subscriptions grew from, let's say, 5 to 7.5 million between
Mm.
2023 to
Mm.
2 years. It's expected to grow to 30-40 million. So you
Mm.
see the growth that is expected over there, and that's what we are all kind of excited about. So I see a lot of changes in terms of that shift happening and that evolution happening in the subscriber base and the revenues that are coming in from there. So I think,
Mm.
yeah, very interesting.
Thank you so much, Shweta, for your time. It was a pleasure to have you on our show. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jasvi. Pleasure speaking with
All the
you.
best for your
All
future.
right.